We have got a special guest to help update a story that we had our first day actually on the air here at HLN. Kurt Warner, former NFL quarterback, Mr. Super Bowl MVP, going to weigh in on concussions in football. Also a new show, by the way. And we're not just talking about the pros. We're talking about our kids. Kurt has had some pretty serious head injuries. He's also raising America 7 times over. Kurt, we're going to be back right with you to talk to you as a player and a dad. But first, Mike Galanos, let's talk about this concussion lawsuit going on with the NFL. There's some developments that happened this week,
Yeah, let's
right?
get everybody caught up on that. But like you said, it hits home with us and our kids and whether or not they should play the game. But here's the update. The NFL asked a judge to dismiss this giant lawsuit, more than 4,000 former players suing. Bottom line, they say the league didn't warn them about the dangers of head trauma and maybe should have. Plaintiffs want damages, treatment for monitoring, brain injuries. The NFL denies wrongdoing here, says the league is dealing with safety issues. The judge is going to consider the NFL's request. That's the bottom line, because you're talking about some old warriors who paved the way for guys like Kurt and others to make the millions they've made and made the game what it is today.
Absolutely. And if you look at the video, I know we've got this, guys. I don't know if we can roll it. These hits that we played, a couple months ago when our show first started, and it shows these high schoolers taking these devastating hits. Kurt, you've got boys, and you've dealt with concussions. And you've even had a son, I believe, that had a concussion. Do you want them playing? What are you telling your boys?
Well, it's that fine line, because I know what the game meant to me. I know how much I love the game and what can be developed through sports, team sports, and obviously the game of football. But you take off your football helmet and you put on your parent's hat, and you also understand the risks that are involved. I understood when I played, there was a lot of rewards, but also a lot of risks. And I was willing to take those risks because of what it meant for me. But when you put on your parents' hat, it's completely different. And I tell you what, I worry about my kids when they go out and play. I also really enjoy watching them play. So it's that fine line for me. But as a player, understanding the benefits of it, I want to be out in the forefront, just like the NFL is right now, in making sure that we continue to be an advocate for safety. We continue to teach our kids from a young age how to play the game, the proper ways to play the game, to use the proper equipment, everything we can possibly do, even from a knowledge standpoint, so that young kids, parents, coaches understand the risks that are involved, understand when an injury occurs and what they need to do. So, sometimes I ride the fence because I know what it means and I want my kids to enjoy that, but I also want to avoid those risks.
I got Dr. Drew right here. Dr. Drew, you're raising boys. You know what concussions do to the brain. Give us a reality check.
Yeah, I've had very vivid experiences with myself as well. Yes, repeated concussions, particularly in sequential proximity, from a temporal standpoint, timing, if they happen one after the other, can be associated with dementia later in life. And more than 3, that's when you start getting into trouble. I myself played football. My sons played football. I tried to do what Kurt was talking about, raise them with skill, keeping their head away. One kid never had a single injury. My other son had a femur fracture, an arm fracture, and on his 3rd concussion, we pulled him out of the game, and he had no problems with that. He understood the implications. I also had a very vivid experience where I had to resuscitate one of their friends on the sidelines after he had a head injury and had a massive intracranial bleed and was dead. And I had to resuscitate him. Now, that's a different issue, those sudden head injuries. That's the dreaded complication of football. That kid, when his dad was standing over me saying, is he going to be okay, I was thinking, impossible.
Oh, God.
The kid is perfectly well, doing beautifully. He's a normal guy today, but did not play any more football.
Thank God. I mean, it's a violent game. To me, I'm like Drew. I echo what Drew said. I played it, loved every minute of it. I think it's the greatest teacher of team and sacrifice of all the sports that I played. But like Drew, I had 2 different experiences. My older son, he didn't play until he was 12, still playing. He's going to be a senior. He's a running back. Great. My younger guy, he got with a coach that I thought was overzealous, and he was young. They lost a game, and it was hit. Next thing you know, he's got headaches. Different experience. I would say do your homework before you sign your kids up. What's that league all about? What's that coach all about before you turn your kids loose to play this violent game?
Gentlemen, all stay with me. By the way, a study from 2011 said that there were nearly 2,000 pediatric and adolescent football injuries treated every day in emergency rooms during football season. Wow. And lives change in a moment. Some for better, some for worse. Stay tuned. We're going a different route now with Kurt Warner. He's going to tell us how he is reviving people's childhood dreams. And if you know his backstory, you know you're going to be inspired.
In life, there are moments Welcome to Super Bowl 34. All eyes will be on one man, Kurt Warner, the Cinderella story of the year.
Just 5 years earlier, I was bagging groceries just to make ends meet for my family.
Kurt drops back.
Until the moment.
And he's also giving back. Kurt, I love it. This new reality show called The Moment. You are giving people the opportunity to start over like you did. Anyone that knows you knows your amazing story. Why is this mission important to you? Why are you doing this?
Well, over the years, you know, you have a dream from a young age, and it doesn't quite go the direction you want it to go. But over the years, I've had so many people that have come up to me and said, you know, your story inspired me to keep going. Your story inspired me to chase my dream. And so when the concept for this reality show came across the desk, you know, I jumped at the opportunity. To be a product of a second chance, to know what a second chance meant to me as an individual, what it meant to my career, what it meant for my family, to have the opportunity to step back in, go full circle and step into people's lives and give them that second chance, open a door for them to be able to chase after what they really love to do. I thought it was a no-brainer, and I thought it was a great concept for reality television, especially in the world that we live in right now.
Can we bring up that family picture of Kurt? I want everybody to see this beautiful family. Do we have that black and white picture, guys? Kurt, okay, this is his beautiful wife, but you're going to see it in a minute. Kurt is raising 7 gorgeous kids. There they are. Beautiful wife of 15 years. Holy cow. What do you hope your kids learn from this show and what you're doing, Kurt?
Well, what I hope they learn and learn from my life and my wife's life is simply the idea that life is to be lived doing what you're passionate about. It's to be used, you're using your gifts, your talents, what God gave you to do what you love to do. And I know a lot of people, you know, we actually did a poll and it said almost 80% of the people in our country are not happy in the job that they currently have, that they would want the opportunity to chase after what they really love to do. And that's what I hope this show inspires in people. It inspires in my kids is that regardless of the money involved, you know, regardless of where it takes you, chase after it, whatever it is that you're passionate about. Do what you love to do because that's what life's all about. And that's where you have the greatest impact on the people around you is when you're in your passions.
Believe in a second chance. Maybe it'll wake somebody up to give someone a second chance.
Kurt Warner, we love you. We're going to take a quick break. More of Raising America right after this.